be reading the Gita once again and finally finish the second chapter. Everybody ready? We're going to read from chapter 2, verse 39 to 72. So we're going to be able to finish the second chapter. In the next slide, we're going to be able to start the third chapter. And start. This Gita is the Gita from Swami Mukundanand. I'm going to read all these slokas, and in the end, I'm going to read the commentary. And later, I'm going to read your commentary, your comments. Chapter 239. Hitherto I have explained to you Sankhya Yoga, or analytic knowledge regarding the nature of the soul. Now listen, O Partha, as I review Buddha Yoga, or Yoga of Intellect. When you work with such understanding, you will be free from the bondage of karma. Working in this state of consciousness, there is no loss or adverse result, and even a little effort saves one from great danger. O descent of the Kurus, the intellect of those who are on this path is resolute, and their aim is one-pointed. But the intellect of those who are irresolute is many-branched. Those who, if limited understand, get attracted to the flowery words of the Vedas, which advocate ostentatious rituals for elevation to celestial abodes, and presume no higher principle is described in them. They glorify only those portions of the Vedas that please their sense, and perform pompous ritualistic ceremonies for attain high birth, opulence, sensual enjoyment, and elevation to the heavenly planets. With their minds deeply attached to worldly pleasures and their intellects bewildered by such things, they are unable to possess their resolute determination for success on the path to God. The Vedas deal with the three modes of material nature. O Arjuna, rise above the three modes to a state of pure spiritual consciousness, freeing yourself from dualism, eternally fixing truth, and without concern for material gain and safety be situated in the self. Whatever purpose is served by a small well of water is naturally served in all respects by a large lake. Similarly, one who realizes the absolute truth also fulfills the purpose of all the Vedas. You have a right to perform your prescribed duties, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your actions. Never consider yourself to be the cause of the results of your activities, nor be attached to inaction. Be steadfast in the performance of your duty, O Arjuna. Abandoning attachment to success and failure, such equanimity is called yoga. Seek refuge in divine knowledge and sight, O Arjuna, and discard reward-seeking actions that are certainly inferior to works performed with the intellect established in divine knowledge. Miserably are those who seek to enjoy the fruits of their works. One who prudently practices the science of work without attachment can get rid of both good and bad reactions in this life itself. Therefore, strive for yoga, which is the art of working skillfully. The wise, endowed with equanimity of intellect, abandon attachment to the fruits of actions, which bind one to the cycle of life and death. By working such consciousness, they attain the state beyond all suffering. When your intellect crosses the quagmire of delusion, you will then acquire indifference to what has been heard and what's yet to be heard. When your intellect ceases to be allured by the fruitive sections of the Vedas and remains steadfast in divine consciousness, you will then attain the state of perfect yoga. Arjuna said, O Keshava, what's the disposition of one who is situated in divine consciousness? How does an enlightened person talk? How does he sit? How does he walk? The Supreme Lord say, O Partha, when one discards all selfish desires and cravings of the sense that torment the mind and becomes satisfied in their realization of the self, such a person is said to be transcendently situated. One whose mind remains undisturbed amidst misery, who does not crave for pleasure, and who is free from attachment, fear, and anger is called a sage of steady wisdom. One who remains unattached under all conditions and is neither delighted by good fortune nor dejected by tribulation. He is a sage with perfect knowledge. One who is able to withdraw the sense from their objects just as a tortoise withdraws its limbs into its shell is established in divine wisdom. Aspirants may restrain the sense from their objects of enjoyment, but the taste for these sense objects remains. However, even this state ceases for those who realize the supreme. The senses are so strong and turbulent, awesome of con, that they can forcibly carry away mind even of a person endowed with discrimination who practices self-control. Later, I'm going to read your comments, okay? They are established in perfect knowledge, who subdue their sense and keep their minds ever absorbed in me. While contemplating on the objects of the sense, one develops attachment to them. Attachment leads to desire, and from desire arises anger. Anger leads to cloud of judgment, which results in bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, the intellect gets destroyed, and when the intellect is destroyed, one is ruined. But one who controls the mind and is free from attachment and aversion even while using the objects of the sense attains the grace of God. And now I'm going to read the commentary. The entire downward spiral leading to Rome begins with contemplating happiness and sense objects. Now the urge for happiness is a nature. It's a nature to the soul, as thirst is to the physical body. It's impossible to think I will not contemplate happiness everywhere because it's a nature for the soul. The simple solution that is to envision happiness in the proper direction. If you can repeatedly revise the thought that happens in God, will you develop attachment towards Him? This divine attachment will not degrade mind like material attachment. Rather, it will purify it. God's all pure, and we attach our mind to Him. The mind will also become pure. I thought to finish the chapter 2 in this life, but it's going to be really difficult for me because it's really going to be difficult because this life cannot last longer. I'm feeling a little bad, but everybody was able to understand what Krishna is speaking in this chapter. You want to understand clearly. Sorry, Anonymous, it's because today I don't have time. Jai Shri Ram, everybody. So I think everybody was able to understand the second chapter that Krishna is talking about Sankhya Yoga and how one can become pure when detached from the results of our actions and all should be in action. In the next live, we're going to explain this better because I'm going to be able to finish. In this verse, Krishna is telling how is a real yoga, how he works, how he acts in his life. Be free from attachment, free from the desires, the things, the pleasures of the body that are material or superficial. Something that we always do in our life. We are always seeking for pleasure when you just instead seek for the pleasure of the spirit, the pleasure of the soul that it comes with the practice of spirituality. You think, yes, Anonymous is exactly like this. But anyway, guys, I would love to continue this life, but today I'm feeling really bad. I feel so much pain right now. In the next life, I will try to explain this more. Thank you for your presence. I know this life was super short, but today I'm feeling so much pain. I need to rest a little bit. Tomorrow or in the next life, I will keep talking about the second chapter of the Gita. Thank you for being here once again, but now I need to go. Firmelangue, see you in the next life. Bye, guys.